This Chamberson was fermented about a year ago, and it's been aging since then. It's been tasted and tested, racked and adjusted about every 3 months. And now it's ready to bottle. Drop the device. Get away from that keyboard. Step outside into Shred World. At this point, there's no need to adjust the acids or the oak. But we do need to check the sulfite levels before bottling. The proper amount of sulfite in the wine will protect it once bottled. So we draw off a small amount of wine to run a sulfite test. Our tests show we need to add about 7/10 gram of sulfite for this 5 gallons of wine. We got this number using a sulfite calculator. There's a link to one in the description below. You only need a small amount of potassium metabisulfite powder, so measure or weigh carefully. Mix with about a cup of wine. It needs to be mixed thoroughly so that there is no residual left at the bottom of the cup when it's poured into the filling vessel. Add it to the bottle filling vessel first so that it will mix well with the wine being transferred. Then transfer the wine to the filling vessel. We're using an auto siphon and tubing and racking into another carboy. This wine is clear. There was very little sediment in the original bottle, so most of the wine transferred. It will require very little topping up. We'll do that and give it a couple days rest, and then we're ready to bottle. In the meantime, we can clean and sanitize the equipment we use to bottle the wine. Clean and sanitize everything, even the countertop that the equipment will touch. The transfer equipment is cleaned and rinsed. We'll be using the auto siphon and tubing again. We'll be using a racking wand. And we may need a pitcher, lid, funnel, baster, and bottle brush. These items are placed in a clean bin, and K-Meta solution is added to the open-top pitcher, and the bin is covered with a cloth. The fumes will sanitize the equipment. The bottles to be used are prepped. New bottles are rinsed with water. Bottles being reused are washed thoroughly with a soap product and then rinsed with water. Any rack used to hold the bottles is washed and rinsed. The bottles are placed on the rack and then covered with a trash bag to form a tent. An open top cup of potassium metabisulfite solution is placed inside the tent to sanitize everything. If you're using corks as closures, this is a good time to sanitize them. Place them in a container and place it inside the tent. You should clean and wipe with sanitizer any parts of the corker that will touch the corks or the tops of the bottles. We'll allow the fumes from the potassium metabisulfite to work on the bottles, corks, and equipment for about 30 minutes. So this is the setup for bottling. The source container needs to be higher than the bottles. The auto siphon, tubing, and racking wand are joined together. Dip the ends in hot water to make this process easier. The bottles need to be positioned so that they're below the bottom of the filling vessel. The racking wand is spring-loaded. Pushing down on it will open the valve. Letting up on it will close the valve. If you push down on the siphon without depressing the racking wand, you won't get any flow. You almost need 3 hands for this. Pressing down on the wand while pushing down on the siphon will start the flow. Once the flow starts, you can move from bottle to bottle. Once the bottles are filled, we can place the corks. On this floor corker, the irises will squeeze the cork, and the pin will place it in the bottle. To make sure that the corks are fully inserted into the bottles, pause when the pin hits the top of the cork, and then push down firmly. We'll let the bottles sit upright for 2 or 3 days before placing the sleeves and labels. It's been a couple days, and the corks are all intact, so we can finish the bottling by adding the sleeves and the labels. Before placing the sleeves, mark a code on the top of the cork to identify the wine. This will avoid confusion if you can't add sleeves and labels right away, or if you're bottling 2 types of wine on the same day. sometimes the bottles never get sleeves or labels. The sleeves are shrinked onto the top of the bottles with a heat gun. The outsides of the bottles are wiped and dried before attaching the labels. These homemade labels are attached with a glue stick. We try to make sure that each type of wine has the same bottle shape, and we try to attach the labels consistently in the same position. It's a subtle way of showing that the bottles are from the same batch. With the labels and sleeves attached, we can move the Chamberson to the wine rack. We'll wait 2 months before opening to allow the wine to get over any possible bottle shock. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, why not like and subscribe?